Life is an incredible archive of stories. If you do it right, or even if you do it wrong, just living long enough will supply you with a treasure trove of memorable adventures. The following memories take place over many decades, so settle in with a cold one and let me tell you a story. I always try to stay calm when I need to call customer service. It's not easy talking to as many people as they do in a day and keeping your cool when a lot of people aren't keeping theirs. On this particular day, I had to make a phone call to find out why I was locked out of a specialized insurance card website. After several attempts to get into the account because I kept thinking that I either had the wrong login or password, it flagged the page with a message that said, "Due to security reasons, I had to call a phone number." I called the number and a series of prompts eventually verified that the card was good. I pressed 0 to speak with a customer service operator and calmly explained the situation to her. I found out that the card I was using was not authorized for the purpose for which I had attempted to use it, which is why the card was flagged and I couldn't get into the website. She said she couldn't help me unlock the website and told me to call another phone number. I called the second phone number and spoke with another very nice customer service operator. She said that they couldn't unlock the website, but she had the phone number of people who could. It turned out she called the same number I'd called in the first place. She called that number and got another customer service operator. After three-waying the call, I explained to the third customer service operator the problems I was having getting into the website. She explained that she had a phone I could call, which coincidentally was the phone number of the department of the other customer service operator already on the line. I was locked into a customer service loop from hell. Neither operator knew how to get out of it. Bottom line, I was not able to get into the account to find out what, if any, purchases were okay, and no one could help me. My first thought was to find a 16-year-old who could hack into the website. After a brief conversation between the three of us and a few chuckles, the third customer service operator told me that I might be able to get into the website if I waited 24 hours for it to clear itself out from the supposedly fraudulent purchase. She told me that if that didn't happen, I should call back. I hung up the phone without having anything resolved. I kept thinking about the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. This got me thinking about different customer service people I dealt with over the years. For the most part, I've had very nice people on the other end of the phone. I always start the call by asking how they're doing. I once had a customer service person tell me that they've been dealing with people for 8 hours and I was the only person who had asked him that question. I really don't understand that because it seems like common courtesy. Customer service operators are not the enemy. They're just doing their jobs. The problem is they are basically going down a checklist that tells them what they can and cannot do. When they find they can't do something, you get the inevitable, "let me check with my supervisor." That usually works out pretty well, although there have been times when I've been caught in supervisor hell. You know the routine. When you're switched to 5 or 6 different people, only to find out that no one has a solution to your problem. They're always sure that the next person they connect with will be able to fix the problem. We've all been there. Perhaps the biggest problem I have is getting items delivered to my door. I live in a big apartment complex with a package locker room. Delivery services like to make things easier on themselves by delivering packages to the lockers, despite any instructions that specifically state I am handicapped and all packages should be delivered to my door. After several of these delivery failures, I was able to contact the manager of one of the major delivery services. He told me to feel free to call him if it were to happen again. Whenever I do, he goes into a rant that sounds like a parent scolding a child. It's not directed at me, but at the delivery drivers in general. He asks me for the locker code, at which point he gets another driver to go to the locker and deliver the package to my door. I can just picture him going into the ready room or wherever all the delivery drivers eventually get together and yelling at them like some football coach after losing a game. Now, I don't want you to think I'm getting down on all delivery people. They do a tough job and they do it in all kinds of weather. I appreciate the service they do, but by the same token, they have to appreciate that sometimes the customer includes special delivery instructions for a reason. I, for one, can't retrieve packages that are in lockers that are too high or boxes that are too big for me to carry on a mobility scooter. Whenever this happens, I have to get someone to retrieve the package for me. In the event that I can't get down to the lockers at all, the package is eventually returned to sender, and I have to pay for the days that it was stored in the locker. I guess what it comes down to is that we all have to learn to respect each other. It doesn't matter whether you deliver packages or deliver babies. Everyone is a professional and deserves respect for the job that they do. I try to give that respect, but by the same token, I expect those people to give me the same degree of respect as a customer. Maybe I'm naive, but it can happen. The customer service operators I met in the customer service loop from hell treated me with respect. Even though they couldn't help me, I understood where they were coming from. I'll wait 24 hours to see what happens before I pick up the phone and we meet again. Until the journey brings us together once more, take care and stay safe.